Dialogue always serves a purpose. It develops character, advances the plot, causes conflict, and hopefully more than one of those things at a time. Writing better and more character-specific dialogue is a skill that I've been trying to improve on, and one tip that I found that's helpful to me is labeling. It helps define what the scene is at its core. I usually choose words that are descriptive as well as action verbs. Not all the time, but some examples are argument, betrayal, seduction, power struggle, and today I'm writing a negotiation. Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Nia and this is a writing vlog video. Today I will be working on Project Fortune, and if you're new here, or I know it's been a minute since I've done one of these, so if you don't quite remember, Project Fortune is an epic fantasy series that I've been working on, and I'm working on the first book in the series, so let's get into it. For Project Fortune, I first made an outline of the story, which I then split into a chapter by chapter breakdown. I'm keeping my chapters in the 22 to 2500 word range, and each chapter is about 1 or 2 scenes usually, and I focus on one scene at a time. I'm in the revision process for Project Fortune. I was able to get a 170,000 word draft down to about 80 or 90,000 words on my first pass through. I made a new outline and a chapter breakdown with all the changes that I made, and now I'm going through doing rewrites, and I'm about halfway through the book. The scenes that I'm working on today are new scenes that are being added in, so I'm working from scratch on these. When I sit down to write, here's what I found works best for me with dialogue heavy scenes. Brainstorm. List out all the information that needs to be communicated in the scene. This includes character behaviors, plot points, world building elements. This mini outline helps me stay on track, and if you're anything like me, then sometimes you might get caught up in writing and going wherever the story takes you, and that can lead to great discoveries, but you can also end up with 7,000 words of fluff that ends up getting cut and a wasted writing session. The negotiation happening in this scene is a political and military alliance which culminates in an arranged marriage. Outline. Decide the order in which the information needs to be revealed. The impact you want to make will determine the order, and playing around with power dynamics and motivations can also inform when and how a character offers or reveals information or weaknesses. Research. I don't know anything about negotiations other than knowing a successful one when I see it on TV or read it in a book. If you're writing about something you don't know about, it's your job to do research. Don't guess or assume. Don't rely on stereotypes or use your limited knowledge of the subject. I read articles and I watched videos made by experts, and I compiled a list of techniques and strategies that I felt best fit the characters and the situation. I also like to find reference scenes in books and shows that I really like, and I'll break down the structure and the tactics used to accomplish the dynamic that I wanted. Draft. I like to format my dialogue draft like a play or a script, no description, and I usually handwrite the drafts. That's just my preference because I don't always have my laptop, but I carry my notebook around with me almost everywhere, so I can pull it out and work on it whenever I want. The only descriptors I use in the draft are nonverbal cues or actions that directly impact the conversation, and they might be commented on or spark a reaction in the other characters. They might change the direction of the conversation or the vibe of the atmosphere. You know, if someone's talking and the person that they're talking to rolls their eyes, that's gonna cause a reaction in the other person, even though the person who rolled their eyes didn't say anything. I also let myself be okay with being really literal in the dialogue. The characters say exactly what they mean because I have to get all of the thoughts onto the page. And drafts are meant to be revised. Rewrite. In the rewrite, I add the setting details, internal monologues, all the additional prose that's needed, and then I go through and I make the conversation more realistic. And I think about these questions. What information would the character keep back? What would push them far enough to reveal it? What can be cut and communicated through subtext, silence, or involuntarily through physical reactions? What can be discovered from the setting to inform the conversation or the character's behaviors? What's the character's tone and how does it influence the mood? Some people are intuitive writers, some people are planners, and some people are both. I've definitely tried both styles of writing, and I'm a planner through and through, and following these steps helps me produce the best work I can to stay on track. I love trying different processes. If something doesn't work, that's fine. You can always take the things that do work and add them to your writer's toolkit. You can also tailor a process to a specific situation. I don't always do all of these steps, and there are times when I can intuitively write a scene without drafting or rewriting it. But generally, these are the steps that I follow: brainstorm, outline, research, draft, rewrite. Comment your process below and check out my next writing vlog, where I'll be revising an action scene that also involves a bit of info dumping on the magic system in my book. Thanks for watching. Bye!